I mean, can you picture anybody else but Matthew Broderick playing Ferris?
Yeah, and he's in the movie.
Alan Ruck?
No. Charlie Sheen.
Charlie Sheen.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
He'd be the only other one that I could see really pulling that off. He's young enough in this demographic here. He's young enough.
Hey, you know what he did to look the way he did?
No.
Sitting on that bench? That wasn't like makeup.
I was wondering because he looked like hell.
Yeah, he stayed up for, word on the street is he stayed up for 48 hours straight
Oh, my God.
to pull off that look.
And that was a hell of a look.
Yeah,
It looked like he was really screwed up.
Stoned.
yeah. But the fact that he's able to act
Yeah.
on no sleep for 2 days, like, I feel like crap when I don't get like 4 hours of sleep or only 4 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he could have pulled it off. I think Matthew Broderick made it come to life for what it was. But
Yeah.
he's like the only, he's iconic at this point.
Welcome everyone to another episode of the Rewatch Mafia podcast. This episode, Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Papa. Hey, what is today?
June 13th.
Is it really?
That means 2 days ago, exactly 2 days ago, 35 years ago, Ferris Bueller's Day Off was officially released in the movie theaters.
Wow.
35 years. It's been 35 years.
Holy moly.
We haven't aged well. The movie's aged all right. I mean, I like this movie now versus when I saw it before. It's aged pretty well.
Is it kind of like Stand By Me?
Yeah.
Because I know you had said in episode Stand By Me you weren't necessarily a fan of Stand By Me when that
Yeah.
When it first came out.
yeah.
Those mid-'80s movies kind of a thing. I know that Stand By Me, I can't remember when it came out, but I'm just saying those mid-'80s movies for me, I didn't like a lot. They were iconic, and
They turned out to be.
yeah, 16 Candles, this one, it's just like, I could have not watched it. Didn't matter. I think I saw parts of this movie before. It's like, I don't know.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off was a movie that I was always caught on TV,
Oh, was it?
but never from the beginning. And if I did catch it from the beginning, I was never able to finish it because back in those days there were commercials and you couldn't fast forward through them. You remember?
Yeah.
3
So,
hours to watch.
3 hours. You would have to dedicate 3 hours, and you had to have patience to sit through commercials because oftentimes I would find myself, like a lot of people, when it was a commercial break, oh, let's flip over to another channel that doesn't have a commercial. But that's dangerous because if you did that, then you end up getting caught up in what you're watching till
else.
that commercial, and you forgot that you were just watching something
Yeah.
else. Yeah.
And the last hour, you watch 45 minutes of commercials to get 15 minutes worth of film.
Right. Yeah.
Ugh.
Well, they know by then you're invested, so they've gotcha.
My mom taught me how to set up the VCR,
Oh, did
the
she?
timer on the VCR to be able to record.
Ooh.
You had to have the recordable tapes in there
Yeah.
in order for it to record.
The VHS tapes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you also had to trust the TV guide or the programming guide in the newspaper, which wasn't always correct.
Right.
So there was one time that I had set up Ferris Bueller to record in the VCR, and it was not.
You got part of the movie, didn't you?
I didn't get any of the movie.
Ooh.
I turned it on, and it was something else.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it was so long ago, like when I was a kid, probably middle school. So in my head, I did it correctly, but it's possible that I didn't.
Could have been
But-
operator error, yeah.
I knew that I couldn't always trust the program guide in the newspaper.
That was an evil thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because
It was program guide, I'm sure of it.
do you
Absolutely.
remember the TV guides?
Mm-hmm.
It was its own little book.
Yep.
Yeah.
Come out once a week.
Mhm.
Oh. And then they started getting bigger. When cable started getting more and more popular and stuff like that, they started getting bigger. And it was just like, then it became too much. Then they finally started figured out how to put it on the cable, a cable channel dedicated to what the
The
guides
guide.
were.
Mm-hmm.
It's brutal. because every region had something different, and every subset of the regions had something different, right? Because they were all affiliates of affiliates of affiliates. You had little podunk town, you know, growing up in Longview, Kelso, Washington. It's not like we were living in Seattle, and all the channels weren't the same. Trust me. 2.5 hours away, we didn't have the same ones.
Yeah.
Had the big ones, had the Como, you know, and whatever the other ones. I can't remember.
Had some Portland channels too.
Yeah, a couple Portland channels. Portland wrestling would come on. That was the best. Roddy Piper. Wow. I just leave it.
It's crazy that we survived that.
I don't know that it's survival. We were on the brink of everything we're at now, right? I mean, we were on the precipice. We literally fell off the cliff, and we're in this mess we're in now.
When we're swimming,
I don't even think we're swimming anymore. I think we're just drowning in this stuff now.
There's a lot.
So much entertainment.
There's
We're drowning in it. It's terrible.
You have to pick and choose, like, how you're going to watch Ferris Bueller. Do I watch it on this app?
Right. Does my buddy have it on his app?
Should I just buy it on Vudu, or should I just get it for free on Stars or Paramount Plus or whatever, you know?
Movies 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
What?
Do I watch it for free with commercials on Tubi, or
Get it streamed on my phone?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do I have it on a flash
Do I have
drive
enough
somewhere?
space on my device to download it?
How many flash drives do you have?
Yeah.
I mean, I have a movie on a flash drive somewhere. I can't remember how I put it there or where it came from, but it's one of the best. It's old school. I remember. It's old school. On a flash drive. It's great.
I had a relative that they had HBO, and they were one of the few people I knew that had HBO. And every movie that came on, they would record it on VHS. And they had like tubs of VHS, and then they had like a little book, and they had a checklist. And then if you wanted to borrow one, you had to like initial, and
oh boy,
like they had tubs.
The library.
It was like 2 or 3 movies to a tape. But the problem is you had to fast forward. Like if your movie was in the middle or at the end that you wanted to watch, you had to fast forward through 1 or 2 whole movies.
And that could take upwards of like 3 or 4 minutes.
Yeah, but they recorded on HBO, so no commercials.
That's a life.
Cool.
That was a life right there.
Yeah.
Speaking of people that have movies in tubs, my mother. VHS library.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing. And it's all alphabetical. We didn't get to check nothing out, though. She wasn't like that.
Well, it's probably because she did check out movies to 1 or 2 people and never got them back.
I don't think that was the case.
Okay.
You knew my mom? Nah.
No? Never even gave anybody a chance.
No, she had this little green Datsun pickup. Can I borrow that? Nope. Can I drive it, Mom?
Smart.
Nope.
Smart.
Yeah, she said no a lot.
That's
For
hard.
sure.
It's not easy to do. But Ferris Bueller,
Sorry.
after all that with the VHS stuff,
Yeah.
Ferris Bueller ended up being, once I started working, Ferris Bueller was one of the first DVDs I ever bought. I couldn't wait to buy.
You
'Cause
bought it.
I bought it on DVD because I wanted to be able to sit down and watch it from start to finish for once and without commercials.
You remember that day? You remember watching
Pretty
it?
much. Oh, yeah.
And what was your first impressions?
At that time in my life, at that moment, my life felt complete. Everything up until that point.
Ferris
Wow.
Bueller. Wow.
It was just that moment of like, obviously, there have been many milestones after that, and a lot of things have happened after that. But up until that point, it was like all these years of chasing Ferris Bueller's Day Off, kind of like Principal Rooney.
Yeah.
It's over. I had it.
What do you think of Principal Rooney?
The character, right? Not
Yeah.
the actual.
Not the actual person.
Okay.
You
Like,
met anybody like that?
Yes.
yeah, maybe that doesn't go to that extent, but
Right.
yeah. You know.
He's kind of a typecast character, too, because he did Howard the Duck. He was the bad guy in Howard the Duck, too. Same actor.
He's the bad guy in The Pest with John Leguizamo. He's
Oh.
I remember him most though from Ferris Bueller's Day Off and Beetlejuice.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Beetlejuice. Classic movie there. I watched that last year.
It's been a few years since I've seen it.
Yeah, I watched it last year. I'm up to speed on it. It's pretty good.
I was more of a fan of is she a secretary?
This lady right here. Yeah.
I forget what the actual title of her job is in the school.
I think she's the school secretary.
The school secretary? Okay.
Yeah.
She's pulling pens and pencils out of her hair. And
Oh, yeah. She's hard-nosed, man.
She's hard-nosed, but also supportive
Oh, yeah.
of her boss.
Knows everything about the kids.
Yep.
Everything.
Everything.
Oh, I don't know who she's dating now, but she was dating, and then it went.
She knows the names of all the cliques.
Yeah. Secretaries like that, long gone. In schools, I think.
The
Geeks, sluts.
Wasters, dweebies.
Yeah. They all think Ferris is a righteous dude.
He is a righteous dude.
Righteous.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off was released June 11th, 1986, 35 years ago. Academy Awards. Platoon wins Best Picture. Hey, Charlie Sheen.
Yep.
Director. Best Director went to Oliver Stone for Platoon. Best Actor went to Paul Newman for The Color of Money. And Best Actress went to Marlee Matlin for Children of a Lesser God. Best Art Direction, A Room with a View, which, if you listen to episode Stand By Me, you know, Cobblestones.
Cobblestones.
And we have rules.
Huh?
And we have rules.
We've already broken one.
Yeah, we've broken one. Matthew Broderick was nominated for a Golden Globe Award for Best Actor in a Motion Picture, Musical, or Comedy. Top 3 domestic box office in 1986 is Top Gun, Crocodile Dundee, and Platoon. Some other movies that came out in 1986 are Pretty in Pink, Blue Velvet, The Color of Money, The Money Pit, and Stand By Me. Ferris Bueller was released June 11th, 1986. We've got some rules.
Kaboom.
Kaboom. Rule number 1. The movie has to be made within the last 36 years.
We made it.
Easily.
It's so we can celebrate 35 years for a movie.
Celebration.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
absolutely.
important.
Absolutely.
Rule number 2, the movie has to have a runtime of less than 104 minutes.
We
Wow.
squeak in.
Yeah.
Pretty quick on that one.
Hold on, is that right?
Just sliding in.
Just 104 minutes? Pretty close.
Doesn't seem like it, right?
No. $5 million budget. Ferris Bueller's Day Off made $70.7 million at the box office.
What was her budget again?
$5 million.
It's a really good margin.
Yeah. And $70 million, I mean, I'd say that's pretty significant for the 80s. I mean, I think this was a top 10 box office
Yeah.
film. I mean, we're in the day and age where, I mean, every other movie's making $1 billion. I mean, not now because theaters are finally starting to just open back up, but
Yeah. Not
pre
last
2020,
year. Yeah.
yeah, 79% on Rotten Tomatoes. Written and directed by the legend John Hughes.
Written and directed. Interesting.
He's written a lot more movies than he's directed.
Right.
We had this conversation.
Yeah.
Not verbally, but just over.
What do you think is the better John Hughes, pre-Ferris or post-Ferris? Because I mean, you got a good look at the list, right?
I got to relook at it.
Okay. I mean,
I really do.
It's tough. I mean, even if you look at the movies that he's written and directed, or just the movies he's written. I mean, pre-Ferris, you have Vacation that he's written the early Vacation movies.
The first one. He wrote the first one. That was really good. I really enjoyed it.
He was a producer then on the other ones.
Probably.
So there's Pretty in Pink, Breakfast Club, post Ferris, I think you have Curly Sue, Baby's Day Out,
Yeah, you got some other ones.
Home Alone 3,
He did Flubber,
yeah,
Well,
some greats.
101 Dalmatians.
The live action.
Yeah.
So he was,
I kind of, you know what? It's a little bit of both. I mean, honestly, I don't know if
Yeah.
it's good or bad. I mean, he kind of wound up. He did Vacation, European Vacation. Wait a second. 83, Mr. Mom?
Mr. Mom.
Boom. I mean, his whole career did something good. You know, that Beethoven.
and the pre and post, line in the sand is always so hard to say true, because so many of those projects he could have written before Ferris Bueller, and they just didn't come to fruition till after, and you know what I'm saying. So that's a tough one. I mean, liking his work.
Do you like John Hughes? Because your initial comment made me think that you really appreciate this guy.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's made some iconic movies, specifically in the 80s.
Yeah.
That a lot of people grew up with. Like me, Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
16 Candles?
Never saw it.
Me either.
I mean, I've seen Breakfast Club, and I mean, I've seen parts of 16 Candles, and it's like, okay. I mean, I've seen Breakfast Club. I think I'm good.
Right.
That whole like teen
Angst.
high school,
He must have really had some problems in high school. I mean, those 3 movies right there are just all high school movies.
Yeah. I think he had more too. Did he do Heathers? Isn't that one too?
I think so.
I don't know.
Christian Slater? I don't know.
It's just brutal.
If not, I mean, I associate it with him anyway.
I wonder, was John Hughes like picked on? Was he bullied?
I don't know. Maybe that just was, a very fond memory for him.
Maybe it was a positive memory?
Maybe.
Huh. He just looked at life differently.
But then you look at after this and you get into 1990 and later, there's more family movies. You get Home Alone.
That's when you had Flubber.
Flubber, yeah. There's some Disney movies in there. 101 Dalmatians. So,
All right.
yeah.
I love this part right here
Yeah.
where he's telling Ferris's girlfriend's dad on the phone he's full of crap.
He thinks it's Ferris.
He thinks it's Ferris.
Yeah.
It's not. But,
And Ferris knows.
Yep. And Ferris calls in on the other line. Hey, real sorry I'm sick. Blah, blah, blah.
Could you have my sister pick up my assignments for me?
It seems like his day, he must have been really like close to Chicago. For them to get everything done in that day that he did,
He has to be.
he has to live like right dang near downtown.
Otherwise, they did like 2 days worth of stuff.
Easy. Because it takes you like 4 hours to get in and out.
Well,
It's
look,
like an 8-hour
look
day.
at the mileage on the car.
Yeah, you guys lived in Illinois for a while, right?
Mhm.
I was there for work for a week, and when I was there, we were on the outskirts of Chicago, and everyone kept telling us, if you want to go to the city, it's going to take you a while.
Yeah. It's a lot of people, man.
Yeah.
I did go into that building that they were in.
The tallest building in
Mhm.
the world.
Is it what is that, the Chrysler building?
Mm-hmm.
Chrysler building, and then they were looking down on it, the waterfront area down there. It was really nice.
Yeah, they did that. They went to a Cubs game.
How?
They had lunch, right? He,
Mhm.
as the sausage king of the Midwest.
That's right. Very handsome man in a leather
Abe
jacket.
Frome,
Yeah.
or Abe Froman.
And Andy's talking Cameron into taking his dad's Ferrari.
At their house in the woods somewhere.
Yeah.
There's no woods. There's no woods out there. I mean, there is, but it's like definitely not downtown.
Right. They're not near Chicago at that point.
Mm-mm.
Doesn't have to be reality, boys.
I mean,
And it
I've been
takes-
over there. There's like, it's flat.
Yeah.
You can look out. It's flat. There's nothing.
And it takes, how long does it take Alan Ruck to actually get, Ferris Bueller? And then back to Alan.
And then go back. Yep.
And then go to town. Go to lunch.
Plus, that's not even including
Chrysler
all
Building.
the contemplating he did, sitting in the car and I'll
Yeah.
go, I'll go, I'll go. He'll keep
Yeah.
calling me.
And then the parade.
The parade. Yep.
Jeez, oh, Pete.
He sang like 2 songs.
And then they got to get out of there.
And they're in the traffic in the parade. That alone was a full day. If you've been to a parade in Chicago,
And
that's a full day.
not
thing.
just that, not just a full day for the parade, but they do all that before. Well, no, because so Jeannie, she's out of school, but this is around time that school's getting out. Everybody, the bus is taking everybody home. Oh yeah, and after all that, the bus driver still has a school bus full of students. That's, got to get home.
Yeah. And everybody's home at 6, which leads me to believe this must have been a private school because getting, everybody's home by 6. Normally kids are getting off by 3:30. I remember being in high school at that time, 3:30. We weren't there at 4 o'clock unless you were sports.
Yeah, exactly.
And by that time, it felt like everybody had gone and you're like captive. It's a really weird place without a whole bunch of people in there.
Yeah, so they got a lot of stuff done in a short amount of time.
Very short amount of time.
Yeah.
What did you think of the parade?
I believe that was an actual parade going on that they decided to film. I like the energy.
I just want to give a shout out to those people on the stairs doing their little impromptu dancing. What a group.
I believe there's a shot of like a construction worker and he's dancing.
Yeah.
I believe that was just something that John Hughes caught on camera. They just caught the guy dancing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's cool. There was a choreograph, the group on the stairs. That was choreographed.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
But I love that it was not normal Hollywood people that you would see doing the dancing. It was like, they aren't pretty people. They're just out having fun. There's Chicago people just having fun. Doing a quick, easy little choreograph thing. Like a dozen
on the stairs.
On the stairs.
Roger Ebert gave Ferris Bueller's Day Off 3 out of 4 stars. Richard Roper says it's one of his favorite movies of all time.
That's back when they were young,
Yeah.
enjoying movies.
Right.
Not anymore. They
No.
don't enjoy movies anymore. They look to turn them down.
It's so much more fun to just talk about the negatives. Just rip them apart.
Is it?
No, it's not fun.
Because my buddy saw this and he told me it was a terrible movie, so I'm going to give it a half star.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we do have a peanut gallery that we're going to get to. There are some half-star reviews.
Okay.
I get it.
Yeah. I don't.
It's an 80s movie.
Yeah. I still don't get it.
People born like after 2000, they would look at this movie and go, what? This was a movie?
Yeah.
What?
Hey, I mean, when I saw this in middle school, I'm like, I'm taking out my notepad and my pen.
Yeah.
He's given notes.
Good advice.
Good advice. I'm like, oh yeah, you shouldn't go too hard if you're gonna fake sick. You end up going to the doctor.
Yeah, you don't
going
want to
the
spend all day
hospital.
at the doctor because that's
No.
worse.
Yeah.
I love that Matthew Broderick's in the suit. Like, he just got all dressed up for this day. He is on point. He's ready for this day.
Like, you almost think he has it planned out.
Oh, he does.
It's a big plan.
But what I did notice is his clothes change several times during the day. He's in a suit, but as the day progresses, his clothes change several times.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the fact that Alan Ruck is going to be killed after this? The end of
Oh,
this
and
movie?
he accepts that fact 100%.
Well, no, we talked about it in episode Twister. He became he started chasing twisters to get away from his father.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. So he got beaten
Rabbit
within
is-
an inch of his life.
He accepted his fate though.
I don't know.
Do you know what that's like to come home and
Fear.
Well, no, and know that one of your
Yeah.
kids have done something to the car?
I was present when they did something to the car, which is even worse.
Oh, okay.
So
You were there.
I was there. And we've gone over this before, I think, in other episodes where we've talked about this. But, yeah, the rage that father is going to feel for the love of this car, it's almost beyond measure. Oh, a word was said this week. My cats had a bloodlust, and they tore this mouse apart, and the cat was just happy as a clam, just had blood all over him and stuff, right? So, but the cat got into that mindset where it was okay to just rip the living crap out of this thing and feast on its innards and all that good stuff. I think the father probably touched that. That bloodlust
Real
phase.
right there close.
Real close,
Yeah.
if not fully embraced it. So, I mean, you hear about it in wartime, right? Especially way back when, right? When they had to do hand-to-hand combat with swords and axes and whatever you got. You got that one guy that's just, he's going to die. But he's taking as many as he can with him, man. And he's just completely lost in the bloodlust.
Well, yeah, I mean, the guy has a car museum attached to his house.
Yeah. He's got a shrine dedicated to this car. A shrine.
Yeah.
It's built for this car.
Yep.
And Alan decides to take it out, allows it to happen. At the end of the movie, dings it up like that was it. What?
Dings it up? That's what you call that?
Well, he was caving the front end in,
Yeah.
He was stomping it up, and then
Compared to what happened after that.
Right,
it was a
you
ding.
know.
That was a ding.
the ding is minor compared to where its resting place was.
Yes.
I was really hoping we'd get involved with that. Maybe that's a whole other spin-off movie of.
Yeah, I think that has to be his own thing. Like, let's leave that out of it because this has been kind of a fun movie.
Yeah.
So let's not end it with Cameron's death.
Well, we know he doesn't die. I get it. But maybe it's like Jesse in that Breaking Bad series where he gets put in a cage.
Yeah.
Forced to
with a swollen eye.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. All right, Google synopsis time.
All right, let's hit it.
Ferris Bueller has an uncanny skill at cutting classes and getting away with it. Intending to make one last duck out before graduation, Ferris calls in sick, borrows a Ferrari, and embarks on a one-day journey through the streets of Chicago. On Ferris's trail is high school principal Rooney, determined to catch him in the act.
Not bad. For Google,
Yeah.
not bad.
That's
Not
not bad.
horrible.
Does it match IMDb? IMDb?
IMDb synopsis. A high school wise guy is determined to have a day off from school, despite what the principal thinks of that.
I love it even better. I like it even better. Short and sweet.
It's like IMDb reads Google and says,
You suck.
there's a way to make this shorter.
And better. In every fashion.
Why so many words? Why do you need so many adjectives?
Right? Why? You know it took them 5 hours to drive to town. And we talked about this.
Oh yeah, there's all the driving that they just had to do.
Yeah. In 2 minutes. It's great.
And the clothes are changed. Pointing it out.
Well, he did change because he was now the father.
I'm just saying.
He had the trench coat.
Just had to point it out. The clothes were changed.
Say Ferris. I love the little Say Ferris things. Even on the billboard in Wrigley.
Yeah.
Say Ferris.
The water tower.
Yeah.
At the police station, Charlie Sheen's like, I know someone who you could talk to, or you know,
Yes,
and she's
and
like,
if you
you
say-
say Ferris Bueller, I'll cut your nuts off. He's like, oh, you know him. Oh, it's good stuff. All right, you ready for some peanut gallery?
I'm ready for
Sure.
some peanuts.
All right, here's our 5-star reviews.
Boom.
All right, peanut gallery. We love this movie. Here we go. This movie is freaking awesome. Next one, a classic. This doesn't make you want to skip school, then I don't know what will. Next one. 5 stars for the parade scene. Next one. This film was a masterpiece. There's nothing bad about this film. And this has replaced Lord of the Rings 2 in my top 4.
Okay, hold on.
Wait.
Did you just add that last piece? No.
No.
Okay,
Really?
that person needs some help. But anyway, go ahead.
In their top 4.
It's okay.
I would never have a top 4. It's got to be top 5 or top 10.
Yeah, you know, I
You're never going to get a top 4 or top 7 or top 13. You know?
It's like a bad number.
Yeah, like, okay.
All right, my
It's
top
awfully
my
specific.
top 4.5 are.
That's probably to say top 4 because Lord of the Rings 2 moved to 5.
Yeah, probably.
Interesting.
Lord of the Rings 2 dropped from 4 to 5 because I saw Ferris.
This app should make sure you should have an age associated with the comment to give some perspective of who's literally putting these out.
I think this app is, I think it's in use more by probably millennials, and
Oh, is it?
I would think so.
Are you a millennial, Jeff?
Technically, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Are you feeling millennial-ish?
I don't know what that means.
I don't know either, but I just thought I'd throw it out there to see if you did.
All right, next one. This will forever be John Hughes' best work. Back-to-back shots at Aaron.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm
All
taking
right.
it. I got broad shoulders. I can deal with this.
Next one. Happy 35th anniversary to my favorite comedy of all time.
All right, hold on. This dude right here with the giant nose.
The Valet.
The valet.
The valet.
Yeah.
I'm a professional.
We'll take very good care of it.
Don't worry.
Don't worry.
Take extra
I
special.
love this guy.
Yeah. Hey, no problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. So good.
And that they came back without a scratch was even more.
And when they break into I think it's Star Wars music,
Mm-hmm.
as the car is flying through the air. It's a great scene.
So good.
The 2 valets are riding in the car and they're just gunning it, and the car's up in the air. And
Who's watching the Valet? I mean, these guys, they're out taking this Ferrari out while
like
Ferris is doing like this week's
a
worth
full
of activity.
days of like they're out for at least 5 hours driving this thing.
They put a ton of miles on it too.
200 plus miles on it.
Something like that. Yeah.
Woo! They did it quickly though.
Happy 35th to one of the best 80s movies and one of the best movies of all time. Last but not least, wow, 35 years this movie has been out, and it's still awesome and funny as ever. Save Ferris, but mostly save Cameron. He deserves it and needs it.
Yeah, I would agree wholeheartedly with that last statement.
You know, it's funny. I found myself like when I was younger watching this, like, I want to be Ferris. But then as I got older, I'm like, I feel like Cameron.
We all feel like Cameron.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know anybody like Ferris.
No.
I take that back. I did know somebody like Ferris.
Yeah.
He was a friend of mine. He wasn't there last year of high school, but we spent a lot of time on the tennis courts.
Okay.
During class. During drama class in particular.
Okay.
We would just sneak out and go play tennis. Or go shoot hoops. Because we play basketball together.
Mm-hmm.
It's good stuff. So, yeah. Jeffrey Fuller. He got away with a lot of shit.
That I try. I would like. I felt like I couldn't because every time I would try, I always got caught.
When I was with Jeff,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get caught.
That's
When
crazy.
I wasn't with Jeff,
Yeah.
I got caught.
That's so crazy.
I always knew if it was skip time, try to convince Jeff that it was time to go. And he was always game. And most of the time he would just pull me along. Yeah, the tennis courts. That's where I got one of the nastiest cuts in my entire life. Walking to the tennis courts in between the front of cars, and somebody's front license plate had curled forward and got ripped. I didn't see it. Caught my leg on that and just pulled right through. Took a nice chunk of meat out of my leg.
Mm. Oof.
I went to the nurse.
Even though you were skipping.
I still didn't get caught. That's the catch. That's the catch. I still didn't get caught because I was out with Jeff.
Yeah, I was out with Jeff. Oh, okay, you're good.
Basically is what I said. I mean, me and Jeff we were.
Was his dad the principal or something?
No, they lived. As a matter of fact, he got transferred. He still lived down in like Camas, Washington.
Because you were a bad influence. They had to get away from you.
He was in Camas, and then he was still going to school up in Kelso. And yeah, I never skipped without him. No, I've slept through my class. English, right after lunch.
Yeah. Oh,
almost every day.
Yeah, that's the worst.
And the teacher loved to have her classroom warm. It was nap time. I sat in front and I was sleeping. I remember falling asleep like this, like with my head back and snoring.
Yeah.
As a teenager, right? And she couldn't stop me. I don't even know what it was. I still got a B in that class. I don't even know how. Somehow I got a B in that class.
You know, I had a class like that. I think it was my junior year.
Yeah.
And there was like a class, and it was like I was one of the. I had to take it. It was an elective. I just needed to fill my schedule, and but there was like mostly like freshmen in the class, but I'd go in there on my lunch, and I would just eat my lunch in there and play games with some of the other students, and then class would start. I would go to my desk and I would just put my head down, and she never said anything. Like I'd look around and there'd be a couple other kids sleeping. She would never say anything, and yeah, it was.
Wow.
Did you pass the class?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. With at least a B. I mean, we watched a lot of movies too.
Wow.
But yeah.
Yeah, I wrote out of high school with a B average.
Yeah.
I didn't do a lot of homework. I did very little homework.
Yeah, I think my cumulative GPA in high school was like 3.3.
Okay.
And that was like I skipped like pretty much all my second semester senior year.
How has that served you now, Jeff? Did it make a difference?
No.
Gotcha. Okay. So I throw it out there.
All
Never
right.
know.
Half stars.
I'm ready.
There are people that do not like Ferris Bueller.
I'm ready for the comments. I'm sure that our listening audience is ready for those comments. They're ready to go. What do you got?
OMFGGG. This is so bad. Jesus Christ.
Wow. Okay. Right on.
Next one. They do not say the name of this movie in the movie.
So?
That was by... Oh, no. Sorry, that was something else. Yeah, they do not say the name of this movie in the movie.
Do they have to?
Apparently for this person to like the movie.
Total Recall did.
A lot of movies do. And I found that when they do, it's like, oh, come on. Like corny.
It is.
What about Bob? They do. What about Bob?
Yeah.
What about Bob?
That was not a corny way to do the...
No, it was good.
Yeah, fit right in.
Every single John Hughes movie is unflinchingly fascist.
Really?
Okay, can we define what fascism means first?
I want them to define what fascism
God,
is.
yeah, 'cause that would be... Yeah, it sounds like it's...
What do you think fascist is?
Yeah.
I would love to rant on this, but all I will say is this movie is absolute garbage. People were brainwashed to like this.
Wow.
Next one. I hate this movie because I am Cameron.
Oh.
Well.
Next
If it
one.
reminds you of your life as Cameron, yeah, you're going to hate your life.
Yeah.
And probably this movie for reminding you of it. I get it.
103 minutes of my life I'm never getting back. Next one. I'm not even bad. I'm just mind-numbingly boring.
Well,
Hold on. It's
at
not
least
even.
he recognizes
Hold on.
it's
I'm combining two lines. It's not even bad. It's just mind-numbingly boring.
Oh, dang.
And I think that's what I felt when I first watched it. Or parts of it.
Yeah.
I just wasn't in tune with it.
This movie sucked. It was boring as shit, and had no likable characters. One of the most overrated movies ever.
All right. I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
I can disagree with that person, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Got any more for her?
That's it for the peanut gallery.
That's it for the peanut gallery?
Yeah.
They're not nearly as bad as I thought they would be. I thought they'd be a little bit worse.
I mean, there were some like that took shots at like Ferris not staying in school.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Just stay in school, Ferris. Half star. Ferris needs to worry about his GPA. Half star, you know.
Then you miss the point of the movie. You got to
Yeah.
stop and look around.
It's a movie.
It's going to drive by you. It's going to fly right by you. You'll never even see the flower on the side of the
Maybe
road.
Life moves pretty fast.
Life moves
Maybe
pretty
he's got a good GPA.
I have a strong feeling that Ferris has other
Doesn't
people
care.
doing his homework for him. And doesn't care.
Yeah.
And if he's smart enough to get away with all this stuff, he'll be just fine in life at the end of the day.
I saw a comment by Sara, the Sloan, that said she doesn't let her teenagers watch this because she's embarrassed by this movie.
She's embarrassed by it?
Yeah, I saw that too. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
What does she got to be embarrassed about?
I don't know. She just said that she was embarrassed by it. She was one of the only. She's done a few other things, but not a whole lot.
In the public eye.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just thought that was funny.
So Matthew Broderick was Inspector Gadget, right?
Yeah.
He's aged quickly.
Yeah.
From a recent photo I saw,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, wow. Just wow.
Even I watched Election last week for the first time. Never seen it before. It's like, oh yeah. I mean, this is after Ferris. This is definitely after Ferris.
Yeah. It's like a long.
I mean, but at that, I mean, he hadn't aged that much. But I mean, yeah, I mean, we're talking 35 years. He was in his, I think, mid-20s.
Oh, was he really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Alan Ruck, I think, was almost 30.
In this movie?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Let me fact check that in real time because yeah.
And Jennifer Grey, how old was she?
She had to be in her 20s somewhere.
I know Sloane, I believe she was 18.
Okay.
But yeah. Matthew Broderick. 24 when it came out. When it officially released.
Wow.
Alan Ruck. Yeah. He was 29.
Good Lord.
He's a year older than my father.
Holy crap. So they haven't really aged poorly
He
at
looks
all
good
because
though.
they're a lot older than I expected they were.
And Jennifer Grey was 25. Because she's 61 now, right?
That's kind of crazy because I remember I think episode Grease. That was like third or fourth episode ever I did for the podcast with my cousin. And one of the things I talked about was how much older the cast, like how old the cast was when they did Grease. I mean, they were like late 20s.
Yeah.
Like some of them were even like push like 30, 31, 30, you know, like these are high school students, you know?
They've been doing that for a long time, though.
Yeah.
And they is Hollywood, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
It.
Yeah.
It's a lot of shenanigans going on here.
Yeah.
Because if you take an 18-year-old, 18-year-old person or a 17 or a 16-year-old person, and you put them in a movie, and they act like they're 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119, 120, you can't have Macthas. You can't have Macthas out. There's no way. They're gonna be all pimply faced, right?
Right.
You know,
Some of us still are.
some still are. You know, and they're not gonna be developed to any nature.
Yeah. Probably easier to work with, you know, if you're a little bit older. I mean, you're still a kid when you're a teenager, so.
Yeah. I don't know. Decent movie. Again, didn't like it when I first popped off on this one, when I first saw it. When I saw it again here this week, I was like, you know what? It's not a bad movie.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. Surprising.
Well, I mean, Karen, you picked Ferris.
I've always liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I actually don't remember the first time that I saw it, like in the 80s. I don't remember seeing, you know, when I saw it. But I remember watching it with my girls and liking it. And, you know, so it's been a long time that I've been a fan. So, yeah.
I know you like it.
Yep.
I love it. Always have.
And all the near misses of the dad walking through the bathroom at the restaurant, almost seeing him. Rooney, almost seeing him at the Cubs game on the TV. You know, they just over and over and over all the near misses. The parents and the sleeping stuff. Just.
I'm not going to say that he has terrible parents.
Oh, he does.
They're definitely
buffaloed.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I mean, I'm not going to say they're terrible. Like, they have a roof over their heads. They're working. They're financially supporting them. Ferris has a room full of things that he has an environment that he can thrive in.
Yeah.
But his parents aren't. They're not good parents.
They're not engaged.
No, they're not.
By any stretch. Zero engagement. Care, but not engagement.
Right.
Sorry you're sick. Stay home. What? I got my ass kicked to the freaking curb if that shit happened, man. They didn't fly.
I have a cousin who she got to stay home occasionally from school if she said she wasn't feeling good, her mom would let her stay home. But that's because her mom was okay with it because she was always doing so well in school. It's like, okay.
Remember the peer pressure you used to get from school for attendance? Oh, somebody made it the whole school year without missing a whole day, you know?
Yeah.
And awards.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, whatever.
Every year there was always like a kid that got an award for not missing a day of school.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not worth it.
I don't think so.
I don't want to have that award.
Yeah.
I don't want that in my...
Did he go on to get the cure for cancer? I doubt it.
I remember one day I was tardy to class and the teacher said, it was a substitute.
Oh boy.
And the teacher said, this was, you know, what are you going to be? Something about, you know, when you have a job, you're going to be late.
Ooh.
And I was
guilt trip.
And I was like, so what? I mean, am I going to get fired from the school for being late? Something like that.
Did you get fired, Jeff, for being late?
There was one time, because I would sleep in on occasion, just oversleep. And I get dropped off. I run into school. I'm running to class. And they were doing like hall sweeps. And they found me in the hall and took me to detention for the rest of the class. Didn't walk me to class to make sure I would learn something. Kept me out of class.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
Yeah.
I think it points to the fact that there's probably nothing really worth your time in class that day.
Yeah.
That you needed to learn. But you need to be, you know, conforming to society's needs, more importantly.
Yeah.
Wow. This day and age, man, I'm telling you. Now today, you can just stay home.
I had a
Yeah.
my senior year. My parents went on an away job in Alaska, and I lived with a lady in town and rented a room with her and went to school, and so basically lived by myself and went to a private school, and one of the teachers decided that I must be messing around and doing things that I shouldn't be doing, and had it out to discover I had my own Mr. Rooney. And decided that they were going to prove it. Yep. So I relate to this film very well.
Well, not going to lie, your senior year, I was trying to mess around.
Well, yeah, I know.
Not going to lie.
But that was not the case with my Mr. Rooney. I mean, they were trying to prove things that wasn't true at the time.
At the time.
At the time.
At the time. Yeah. Messing around.
Yeah.
Messing around.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah.
And his clothes get ripped and torn, like, for no apparent reason.
Yeah. You know, another thing, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, they break the fourth wall quite a bit.
Yes.
It's more common now. And then now they also have Mr. Rooney, that whole thing, him getting on the bus, going through the end credits. And then you have the end credits scene, which at the time, that was kind of like,
New.
Movies didn't really do that. I think there was like a Woody Allen movie before this that did that. But now it's like, that's how we talk about, like, every other movie makes $1 billion at the box office. Now you have, especially if you're going to see an MCU movie, not only do you get an end credit scene, you get a mid credit scene.
Yeah.
Also.
Well, they want to keep you hanging.
Drawing you in.
Yeah.
What's coming next?
I love the dog with Mr. Rooney.
Oh, so I made this comment when we were watching this. If you're going to break into a house that has a dog door the size of your body,
That's a good point.
Be warned.
Yeah.
Be warned.
Don't go in.
If it's big enough for you to go in, you should not be going in.
That is a good point. And they conveniently have, what is that?
It's a Rottweiler.
It's a Rottweiler.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rotties are, I'm sorry, man. They're one of the top 5 breeds for this whole thing, for protection and stuff like that, man.
Mhm.
They are a protective dog. And they're no joke because they have the girth, you know? They got good, strong bite power and all that good stuff. They're not quite as agile, but they make up for it in just dead weight.
They can be great family dogs, but intensely loyal and protective.
They will knock your ass they will knock your butt to the ground and tear you up. It ain't pretty. It's tough to get that kind of dog off you. I love the museum. I forgot that they went to the museum.
Oh, yeah, the museum too. Yeah.
So they did 5 things in that. Like, there's
Yeah.
no way. You go to the museum now, you go and sit there and ponder a painting. There's like 2 hours gone.
Yeah. 2 hours at the museum.
ball
Chrysler
game.
Building, Cubs.
2.5 hours at the ball game. Inside from start to finish at the ball game.
Yeah.
And,
Unless they cut out early,
and
it's
the
possible.
shoot, where he sings.
Oh,
The parade.
Parade.
They
Yeah.
have the lunch.
Yeah.
Yeah. No way. No way did they do this all in one day.
No, there's no way. Oh, Anne went for a swim.
Oh, that's right. Did you see me changing my clothes?
Yeah. Yeah.
Went to the top of the Chrysler building.
Yeah.
Right.
Just,
Takes you a
yeah.
half hour just to get up there.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Fun day.
I get it, but you gotta pack it all in. I love that he's just staring at this kid.
It's soaking him in.
Yeah. Anything else you guys want to add?
No, decent movie, fun.
All right, Karen, send us out.
All right. That's a wrap.